Plaintiff Landon Now rented a two-bedroom apartment to the defendants, and after they moved in, there was a lot of police activity at the home. Landon claims he evicted the defendants, and he's suing them today for unpaid rent. Defendants Jillian Iokis and Christopher Hunter say Landon is a slumlord meth addict who tried to sell them drugs within the first month they lived there. Christopher claims they withheld their rent because Landon failed to repair the property, and therefore they refused to pay.
Start with you.
Okay, from a current tenant, I was referred to them guys that they didn't have a place to live and they needed a place at the time immediately. I had a two-bedroom apartment that was available. They rented it at the time. I had a couple tenants the first month have complaints that there was police activity.
What was your agreement with them on the amount?
$600 a month.
All right. And you had complaints the first month?
Yes, there was noise and there was some, just a lot of noise and cop present, police present.
Police came?
Yes.
Did they speak with the defendant?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
Just the neighbors. I had two neighbors.
Police
That's a
ever
lie.
come and speak with you?
No.
Not at all.
All right. Go ahead.
Then once I was got back into the apartment and I checked it out, the frame was busted on the bedroom door. There was other damages done. So to my knowledge, I would say that it was from arguing, fighting, domestic abuse.
What do you all want to tell me?
No, first of all, that's not true. This man is a meth addict. We heard by multiple people in this same neighborhood that he has been using drugs. We thought there was something off with him. He was really off, spacey, jittery.
Talking really fast, you know. He
Even
also
offered to sell us drugs
at
within
one
the first
point.
month.
He also owns a
This is
hotel room across from our house where all tenants are either drug addicts or disabled people he knows he can take advantage of. You know, he's out there being a slumlord and he's getting away with it. And we were just the people that
We just didn't stand for it
weren't
because
gonna
we
let
aren't
let him
drug
walk
users.
all over us.
So why don't you tell me about their failure to pay rent? Let's get to that.
Okay, they were inconsistent from May to August.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
And you have a list of the deficits that they failed
Yes.
to pay? Let's have them, please.
Okay.
I'll read. And when you mentioned failure to pay to them, what would they tell you? All those months?
Always would tell me that they were going to pay and they had money coming. They always give me an excuse. I got text messages, phone calls.
All right, let me hear from you all about the payment of rent. He has
that's
shown me
definitely-
from May of 17 through September of 17, you had deficiencies.
Well, we
No,
have
we definitely have proof and receipts of
receipts
everything. We paid up until July. And the reason why
Let
we
me see
stopped
your
paying in
receipts. Let's
July,
start there.
Thank you.
we paid the full amount up until July.
when we were
Like I said,
noticing he wasn't fixing anything.
we
you
got sick
tried
of
to
it.
get
I
back
got
and
you.
forth.
Let's start with what she just told me. She said the full amount. And was the rent 500 or 600?
600.
I have one for 500. I have one for 400, and I have one for 570, and then we do have two paid in full. So, unlike what you told me, I have only 2 out of the 5 that were paid in full. So how do you want to explain that?
Well,
You just told me all of it was paid.
we were paid up until full until July. It even says in the receipt that
Ma'am,
he
I'm
gave
looking.
us.
You're the one handed me the receipts. I'm looking. May, you only paid $500. June, you only paid $400. So when did you start paying full?
I'm sure the,
The
first,
first
2
2
months
months were full.
I mean,
All right, you told me all were full, didn't you?
I'm sorry. I thought that they were.
People think they can hand me stuff and I ain't gonna read it. See here, Judge, it's on there. It's on there. Look at it. Yeah, I looked at it. Now, why didn't you pay the rest?
the reason why I didn't pay rent, and you know, I work really hard I know it's not much money, but to give him money. And it's surprising to hear, well, if we weren't paying him in full, why'd we get evicted now? Why would it be okay all those other months, but then all of a sudden you want to
Because he knew what he was doing was wrong and what we were living in was wrong.
Our living conditions were ridiculous, okay? The living room ceiling, it rained one time. I mean, as soon as we moved in, it was leaking.
He
There was
wrote
a
it in the
hole
lease.
in the ceiling that he
That
was
he was
going
to
to fix these
things
problems within
prior
the first
to
couple
moving
months.
in. But then we pay him and all of a sudden he never would show up.
Okay, you have a list of things that you asked to be repaired.
But then we called the city inspector in July and asked the inspector to check out this place because we felt like it was untenable. And he was disgusted when he saw it and wrote him up with 7 different violations.
You have
because it was
those?
so
Copy of the
disgusting.
violation?
Yeah.
So what do you say to this? They said, in part, they failed to pay or they withheld their rent because you failed to make the promised repairs.
Untrue. I have all the text messages showing that I've multiple times tried to get a hold of him to get.
What about that message about $45 for weed? What about that message?
Yeah,
have that?
definitely
'Cause
was
I
trying to
have
sell
that
us
one right
drugs.
here.
Now, let's leave all this drug stuff alone. I don't know who's on
Where you
drugs.
get it
One
from?
side is and the other side is talking too fast and I don't know who's on drugs. Now let's leave all that alone, because I know some signs I'm seeing all across the board now. So let's just stop that.
He's a known meth
Okay,
addict.
sir, what do you have?
Yeah, I got text messages showing multiple.
Showing what?
Asking them to come in there and repair the
And what
fixes.
did they say?
They kept on putting me off.
Asking if you could come in and make the repairs.
Yes.
That's
many
what you
times.
have.
Many times.
And you have their response.
Yes, the response and the
Let's
other.
see it.
It's one of the two. Yeah.
Can we show you what needed to
Hit
be
me
repaired?
back when you get this need to collect rent. I need to collect rent. I had the renters upstairs, but I want to come in your apartment to get the ceiling repaired.
Okay.
It says nothing about the bathroom and the nasty
Yeah,
black
you
mold.
said it ain't
We were
answer
always
anything.
available.
The
That's
main
not
thing you
true.
mentioned was ceiling, and he was asking you if he could come in and repair it.
Right.
What's up, man? I got 400 today, right now, and I can do Thursday the 20th for you to come fix the repairs.
Wow,
and I'll have, pardon me?
The date that he didn't show up was Thursday the 20th.
Whatever it was, you act like he didn't want to at all. Remember? That's how your whole testimony has
He
been.
said he would,
did
but then
not
didn't.
want to repair them, and here it is. He's saying to you, trying to get in, you telling him, assuring him that you're going to pay him. You didn't say, I'm withholding this money. You said, I will have $400 today.
And I gave that.
Right now.
Right.
But this is much different from saying these repairs aren't made. What you're telling me today, we didn't pay them, Your Honor, because the repairs, because the ceiling was this.
I mean,
and the
it
such
was.
and such with that.
Let's take a
And
look at
He
it.
Yeah.
never repaired.
Okay.
And then he hands me the text where he tried to. And you give him some game. And you assure him, come get your money. I got it right now. Get your money. I got you.
Right.
But you don't say, I'm not giving you a dime until you make the repairs. You didn't say that. You're saying that now, but you didn't say that on June 15th.
But he didn't meet up Thursday the 20th. He did.
I
That's what
got you.
didn't
I
come
know,
then.
but you
He
wouldn't
would
have-
make attempts, but never actually come
You don't
through.
promise people you're going to pay them if you're withholding your rent for the purpose of getting the repairs done. You wouldn't even give them a date. Anyhow, you have the details of the violation. They're on this other report. And did you get this from the city?
I didn't get it until this last month. I talked to the building inspector. He said they were calling. He says the only time I ever get calls is when people owe money on rent and they call me. He goes,
Got
that's
it.
what he said to me.
And
So
that is the case in many instances.
The only time.
That is a way to get out of your rental debt. Is you say you got repairs and you go to the court. The court says, okay, sir, you got 30 days to make the repairs. And folks, you don't pay them until the 30 days. So they bought a month. Boom. Time that 30 days go by, they go back to court. This still ain't quite right, Judge. Okay, let me see the pictures. And then the landlord says, let me see. And then they look at it. They say, yeah, it is right. It's corrected. Now you have 7 days, or the sheriff is coming over there to set your things out. I understand this is game now. I've seen this 1,000 times. That's what the judges say. At least that's what I used to say when they would come before me, and they pay every month. But when it's time to leave, look at this. Look at that. Well, why didn't you repair? Why didn't you repair, sir? Because they wouldn't let me in, yeah. Happens all the time, and I have the text where you all wouldn't.
We
let
also
him
have
in.
other texts where he was supposed to meet up with us and didn't.
Right.
So we have proof otherwise. And we also have a text saying he didn't hear anything. He said, you never said anything to me about one problem till now. Yeah, okay. We established it in the lease that there was a problem. And here you are, August 23rd, saying you never said anything to me about problems till now.
When was the last time you all had discussed it?
Let's see here. Here in July, we're trying to meet by, and he's talking about collecting rent and
Let me
not
see
saying
it, please,
anything
regarding
about
the
fixed-
repairs. You mentioned the repairs?
He mentioned in
Are the
June,
repairs mentioned
August.
in that text that you're referring to?
Right.
They are?
Yeah, at the bottom here.
let me
We can't
see.
have this baby around all this mold.
Okay, good. This is what we're going to do. Because the judge hadn't
look at how
ruled.
this,
Yeah, can we
look
show
at
you
this.
how bad
look
the
at how
damages
he
are,
had us
please?
living.
Let's see it, please.
Please, because, I mean,
This has definitely been a problem.
I'd wake
since
up
the day
at
we
6
moved
o'clock in the morning going to
It wasn't about
work.
us not being able to pay rent.
it was disgusting,
We were
Your Honor.
just choosing to not pay rent.
It is about you
because
not
he
paying
wouldn't
rent,
do
ma'am. He said, come get the 400 right now.
Because that's the
That
only way
is
we
about
thought we'd be
paying
able
rent.
to get him
That's
to.
enough. That's enough. You give me the impression you're the one on dope. I'll be very
How is
honest.
that?
Yes, she does. Like you all accused him of being on crystal meth,
Yes,
I'm
though.
accusing her of being on some drugs.
Right,
She
she's
keeps
pregnant.
doing this. Won't stop talking when I talk. She appears to be on drugs. So that's why I told y'all, leave this drug stuff alone.
But he's the
I
drug
know
addict.
it when I see it.
Right, whatever.
Right.
What's he over there saying now? You all can't be trusted. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Nothing. Wasting my time. I shouldn't have helped you guys out.
Would you pay to live in a place like that? Would
That
you
was
live in somewhere like
disgusting.
that?
A person that's pregnant, you knew
You're nasty,
that I was
dude.
pregnant.
You live like that, don't you? Black
You only
mold
came
all over
around
the
when
top.
you wanted money, not to help us.
Right. Yeah, exactly.